This is WFYI News Now. It's October 15th, and I'm Abriana Herron. On today's show, Purdue University makes a move that's part of its plan to expand its footprint in Indianapolis. Local leaders and nonprofits from across the state gather to discuss the Trump administration's immigration enforcement. And more than 100 people rallied at the possible site of a new data center in the Martindale Brightwood neighborhood.
I'm protesting because this community, Martindale Brightwood, is just now fighting all of the remediation and the environmental concerns from the 60s and 70s.
Those stories coming up, but first. Local nonprofit HOP's Heart of Charity, HOP stands for Helping Other People Succeed, will host a free leadership summit this weekend on the Far East Side. The Saturday event for young women ages 14 to 21 includes a panel with young women leaders and discussions about mental health, self-esteem, and goals. Attendees will be able to connect with mentors and build journaling skills. Tiara Dotson, the founder of HOPS, says through her work as a speaker and professor, she has built up a network of young women who will be speaking at the summit.
It's different because it is led by young women. I feel like so many of the summits that go on, we have like an age difference, and we are talking from our older selves opposed to allowing the young girls to see people like them.
HOPS hosts a number of workshops and trainings throughout the year that aim to help women build essential skills while navigating school, careers, relationships, and finances. Purdue University will purchase the Canal Square Apartments in downtown Indianapolis, part of the school's plan to expand its footprint in the city. As Ben Thorpe reports, Purdue says it hopes to grow the number of students within the city from roughly 2,500 to more than 10,000.
The Canal Square Apartments sit right along the canal in the heart of downtown. The four-story building currently holds almost 500 beds. Derek Schultz is a spokesperson for Purdue in Indianapolis. He says the university will honor current leaseholders in the building with no plans to deny renewals in the immediate future.
This is a long-term play. So in the near term, not much is going to change, but eventually we think this will support Purdue students and working professionals and things like that here in the city.
Purdue recently purchased other buildings in the city, including a property it turned into the downtown student center. I'm Ben Thorpe.
The Trump administration's immigration enforcement has created fear among immigrants and groups that serve them. Samantha Horton reports local leaders and nonprofits from across the state gathered last week to explore ways to push back through hope and unity.
The second annual Indiana's Changing Landscape Summit's goal was simple: to provide hope for immigrants and those that work with them. Organized by Patchwork Indy, a group that works with refugees, the event brought people together to explore how to make their communities more welcoming and inclusive. The city of Logansport has garnered national attention for its influx of immigrants from Mexico and Haiti in recent years. Logansport Mayor Chris Martin says the influx has not been a burden to the city, and the focus for him and other local leaders should be how to support new residents.
People need to see leadership like mine and mayors and government officials standing up and letting people know that there's still hope out there.
Martin says he hopes to see more elected officials participate in similar events in the future. I'm Samantha Horton.
And for our final story today, more than 100 people rallied Monday night at the possible site of a new data center in Indianapolis's Martindale Brightwood neighborhood. They chanted as cars honked and overtook an intersection, stopping traffic. The company behind the plan, Metro Blocks, says Indianapolis is a cost-effective location because it has competitive tax incentives and utility pricing. Residents are concerned about further environmental pollution to the area and an increase in utility costs. Gina Lewis-Alexander is a longtime resident and part of One Voice, a neighborhood umbrella organization.
I'm protesting because this community, Martindale Brightwood, is just now fighting all of the remediation and the environmental concerns from the 60s and 70s.
City County Councilor Ron Gibson represents the area and supports the project. He thinks there is misinformation about it.
This proposed data center in Martindale Brightwood is totally different from what Google proposed. It's different in terms of technology, it's different in terms of size, and it's different in terms of the overall developer's mission.
The property is zoned for industrial use, Gibson says, but that would have to change before the company could break ground. That's all for today's episode of WFYI News Now. Today's podcast was produced by Drew Daudelin, with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Our news director is Sarah Neal-Estes. Kendall Antron produced our music, and I'm your host, Abriana Herron. If you like today's episode, remember to subscribe and share, and follow WFYI on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube to check in on our newsroom throughout the day. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow.